I'm a little daunted by this. Here we go. First, I've got some staples in here to pull out. Hey guys, Adam Savage in my cave with a, well, I'm wheeling you into the closing parts of a build, or let's say the latter half, for instance. I'm always watching the patterns of behavior here in the shop. I'm always watching my patterns of behavior and trying to build efficiencies on top of what I notice about my patterns. And one of the things that happens in here when people come in and they get excited about the stuff and the props that I've got to show them is that I get really excited about showing them all the different movie weapon replicas that I have, specifically sidearms. And I have a pretty incredible collection. Everything from Leon's Mother's Defender to the gun from In the Line of Fire. I have a wonderful collection, and I would be running all over the cave to grab pieces and show it to people, and then they would see it and I'd lay it down on the pool table, and then there'd be this whole putting away of stuff, and I just started to think that maybe it's a little bit too much for me to run to every cabinet to gather everything. Maybe I should put it all in one cabinet. And that's what this is. Now, it's a basic plywood box, but I found a supplier of the original Daimler Louis Vuitton checkerboard pattern in a vinyl. And as you can see, I've been making a ye olde style Louis Vuitton wardrobe case for this. And it's going, I couldn't be happier with how it's going. But I have also delayed this last part because it's tiring. Now everything is structurally done with this. I've got lights, I've got shelves. The shelves are all lined in brown linen. I've got nameplates on everything. So the next thing for me to do, almost the last thing for me to do structurally, is to line the insides of this with linen, then to put the shelves back in, then to do some final weathering on this thing before putting all the guns in. As you can see, the electrics are all here. You plug a plug in from the outside and LEDs will light up this whole thing. It's really, I'm super excited about this as a functional, like, exploratory I'm just looking to refine the experience for both the visitor and for me. Yeah, that's what this will do. Once I get the linen on the inside, I will then weather that linen, and then I will weather the outside of the case and give it some witness marks of its history. And then when you come and visit, we can go over it. Yeah. All right, the linen is mostly in. It's time to start putting in the shelves and dressing the last bits of this. But I'm very happy with how this is going. Okay, so the first shelf is 10 and 5/8 down. Oh, actually, I can mark these. Ooh, I can mark these all. Let's do it. 10 and 5/8. 27 and 5/8. Ooh. I used 23 gauge finish brads to temporarily place these shelf supports so that I could easily pull them out when I needed to. So let's see here. We're going to use the square and oh, hey. What? All right. That's it. Wait. And then this one lives here. All right, the next ones. All right, we're just going to go up and down the row here. That was the hardest side. This is the easier side. Simply because I'm right-handed. By the way, these pieces of wood I'm using for the shelf supports are actually chunks of an old steamer trunk. So the whole point is to use as much antique hardware as possible. Now this is the thing about these shelves, is that they're going to be real tight. That's also good. All right, here we go. And cinco! Alright, let's get this powered up and make sure it actually works. Hey, it does. Look at that. Oh, that is. I don't mind saying that's pretty, because it is. All right. So, yes, you are going to have to. Yeah, you look really pretty, don't you? You do. Okay, the main form of the inside is done. I'll make some ceiling and floor panels here that I'll wrap in linen, and that will, yeah, that'll take care of that. All right, so there we are. I need 2 panels that are 10 and 7/16 by 18. Okay. So, let's see. I got some hanging hooks to put in. This is the pulse rifle hanger. That's pretty good. All right. So this one, oh, all right. This one goes 6.5 inches down. Pencil. Nope, it's way down there. Now, oh, right. MB gun hook, 19 3/4 from the. Well, this is without a doubt the hardest part of this procedure, and I'm quite happy actually with how it's going. It's not as bad as I was afraid it would be. We shall see. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, now, wait, I have one more thing to do here. All right, I have one more bit of electronics to add to this. I'm really pleased with how it's going. Obviously, the last step will be all the little name tags going across. But because I have the Matrix lightning gun, one of the hero guns from the second and third films, I'm going to include a power source for it, and it's going to make you smile. And you probably already guessed it. Yeah. He looks beautiful. Hey, let's give him a partner. Yeah, this guy lives right there. Yeah. Dude, those look so pretty. Okay, I have, yeah, I am seriously getting excited about opening this up for guests. Okay, but, right, where's this guy? So, I feel like there should be a lump in the middle. And that's very neat. Let's see. All right, let's try this. Oh. Yeah, I think you see it. I think you see it. So that when I hand this to someone and plug it in, they can actually see. Oh, yeah, look at that. You can actually see. Yeah. I know I still have to add an aiming reticule in there, but that's the easiest part. All right, so for weathering, I have got this new this new spray bottle, which has a really lovely feature. You can pump it up like you don't really, and I can spray a little bit. Yes. Oh, everybody. Yeah, it happens. I put these two Sortimo boxes sitting up here. I was impatient. I needed parts out of them. I let them sit there, and I was over in the other room talking, and they all fell. Oh, yeah, that is a sad situation. Luckily, Norm stopped by and has offered to help, and I gave him the out, but he's like, no, let's get it off the floor. Oh, buddy, this is... So what's happening right now is I am hitting the linen with a wash of some browns, and it's a very light wash. Like, I filled this up to here and did a squirt each of medium brown and a dark brown. So there's not a lot of pigment in here. And that's by design, because you saw me spraying on here, you saw big splotches, but what you see happening now that it's drying is that those splotches are going away and they're becoming much more gentle splotches, and they're just creating a kind of a discoloration around here that I really, really like. So it's a subtle paint job, and I'm creeping up on it. It may take me actually a couple of weeks to get this all right, and then there's a whole outside too. But this is an interesting, it's tricky, right? Because you go and you spray, like, here, let's show you here. Like, let's say I want to add some here, and I go and I do this, and I'm like, wow, that looks terrible, right? Like, that doesn't look great. But when it dries, you won't see it like that. It won't look that terrible. Actually, it looks better on camera than it does in person. In person, it looks like I'm hitting it with a thing. As I am always pointing out, if it feels like you don't know what you're doing the weathering right. Kind of have a sense this is going to turn out okay. I'm also terrified every time I go and add more dirt and grime. Morning. I thought I was recording, then I wasn't. Hi, it's Thursday morning in San Francisco. It is a beautifully rare foggy morning, and I know that we are famous for our fog in San Francisco, like Chicago is famous for its wind, but climate change, global warming, means that we haven't been getting a lot of fog recently in San Francisco in the last few years. It's not nearly as foggy as it used to be, but that's just what it is this morning. It's lovely to see the fog. And to feel the pea soupness of it. It's really neat. But it's the morning, and my paint job has spent all night thinking about it. When my boys were really young, we used to read Richard Scarry's Busy Town books, which everyone will tell you are just magnificent. And in one of the Busy Town books, everyone's in cars, and you know, there's all sorts of, they're like Bruegel paintings, right? It's like all sorts of stuff going on. And you look at each little character pairing and you see a little bit of storyline and everything. I remember looking at it with my son, thing one, and he'd be like, this one's in a car accident. and this one is buying groceries. And then there was this other one where this guy's just sitting in his car and he's like this, and my son goes, this one's thinking about it. So this one's thinking about it is like a regular refrain in my family. So the paint job is spent all night thinking about it. To do a quick reiteration, every steamer trunk I've ever looked in has a very subtle type of weathering on their brown linen liner where it's like, you know, from a distance it seems relatively monochromatic, but it feels sort of warm and not antiseptic. And then you get in close and you see it's like a century of stains and spills and things like that. It's a hard paint job to get right because if you use paint and color, you can easily go too far. So in order not to go too far and to creep up on this paint job, I diluted a couple of squirts of Archive X paint, a light brown and a dark brown, into effectively like 2-3 pints of water in a sprayer. And I went over this. I sprayed it, paying attention to wear patterns and where people would touch it in corners and things like that. Then I let it dry and I sprayed it again. I ended up unloading the entire spray bottle in here over the course of about 3 hours. And overnight, it has just chef's kiss, one of my favorite weathering jobs. And I'm going to show you the close-ups. I could not be happier with how this looks. It coheres in a way that I was hoping. I must tell you, I was avoiding lining this. I've just been sitting in the shop for 4 weeks, because I've been avoiding lining it and lidding because it's such a pain in the ass to do. But I finally did it. I'm happy that I did. I have one more pistol to mount and you know, a few more details here and there, but it's going great. I'm really happy about it. Look at that, right? That right there, that kind of, right? It's barely there, but it's there. Yeah, see? I mean, any more prominent than that, down in the bottom, we can see spots, corners. Yeah, right? It actually, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the undersides of this stuff look janky, and I'll take care of that. But, yeah. I just